Hello, hello. Hey guys, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Look at all these cameras. That's overwhelming. Hello. Hi, guys. Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Baby Friday. Hi. Nope, are we losing service here? We're good. Hi, guys. Okay. Hello. I'm going to get started, you guys, because this is just a pre-show for the real show. So if you are subscribed on Apple or Spotify for the Listen Bitch podcast, you're going to get the full episode here, and I encourage you to check it out. I've had some pretty fire episodes this week. I feel like there have been a lot of shifts that have been happening, and I definitely give all that glory to God, because it is not me, my friends. It is not me. I'm still the same old me, just stepping into a little bit of obedience here. A little bit of obedience. Hi, you guys. All right, you guys loaded. Tonight from Ashes, my confession, my comeback, okay? I'm going to share something with you guys. I think I've said it a little bit on the podcast, and I've probably talked about it a little bit on Facebook, but I really sat on this for a very long time, like kind of held this secret for a long time. A few years ago, I had this incredible, thriving coaching business. Lucrative, growing. I had clients, I had systems, I had success by every worldly measure. I burnt it to the ground. I walked away from everything I built. And for a very long time after that, I just kind of stayed quiet, hid in the shadows, made excuses for myself. I disappeared on myself because I had shame. I felt embarrassed, disappointed in myself, and I didn't feel like I really had any solid ground to stand on anymore. And so people would ask me like what happened, and I would give vague answers. If clients, my website was up for some time. If clients booked sessions, I immediately refunded their money and just said my schedule was booked. My schedule was booked. I couldn't take on any new clients. And that's it. I burned this whole thing to the ground, and I'm going to tell you guys why. And it's a very, this subject for people get very, defensive, offensive. They want to protect their peace. They want to protect what's theirs, because I actually brought this conversation up with one of my coaches that I paid money to that actually taught me about a lot of this. Okay. And I questioned the validity of all this and asking like, how can this still, be of God? Because I feel like my whole life I've believed in God. I've been a lover of Jesus. I just didn't know what real Christianity was. I didn't know there was like really a walk to walk. Okay. I thought if I'm just a good person and I'm nice to people, that Jesus has me, right? Doesn't matter what else I do as long as I'm praying to Jesus. And I'm actually blocked. She blocked me because I called her out on these things. So these are the things I was doing. My whole coaching business, my platform was built on manifestation. Hi guys. Energy healing, card readings, all of the things that were popular. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go viral with this. That's what I just kept thinking. I'm like, this is going to be so popular, because I would watch the TikToks where it was popular, and these card readers had so many people on. They would do lives, they would do live readings. And I was just I was selling out. It was what people wanted. And all of it was making money. And I convinced myself that it was totally fine as long as I was praying to Jesus while I did this. So I'm doing Reiki sessions with clients, pulling cards for guidance, teaching meditation practices, myself going through this experience. You guys, I admire Joe Dispenza with my whole heart. I probably owe him my life on some level. I love the man to death. I think he's brilliant. I love his meditations. I still sometimes catch like some of his smaller ones, but when he starts to activate the DMT, I'm out, because there is a very spiritual experience that's going to happen. But I wrapped this all up in that Christian language so that I could sleep at night. And there was this growing darkness in me. I will tell you guys, there was a point where I was sitting across from a client and I felt this dark energy come into a room with us, and I literally felt like I was dying. I walked out. I told my husband, I'm like, I'm dying. Something is wrong. I'm not okay. Like, I'm literally dying. Something is wrong. And this was after, like, I felt the energy of her brother. Like, it was a dark hole, you guys. I did all of that. And even now I'm talking about this and, like, my cheeks are getting red because there's still a level of embarrassment. Like, embarrassed that this was me. Okay. But I ran out to my husband and he's like, well, you're breathing, you look okay, but I was not okay. I was not okay. I was not okay. And that darkness, I knew it was growing, and this was the point that I could not ignore it anymore. Everything I was doing, everything I was teaching was pulling me and my clients further from God, while making me and them feel more spiritual than ever. Really. So when God really opened my eyes to what I was involved in, I had a choice. Keep the business and lose my soul, or I could walk away and trust him. So I walked away. I torched it, and I hid it for a very long time because I thought I'd lost my voice, I'd lost my platform, I'd lost my credibility. And I've struggled ever since, because I have a lot of people that would be like, Brandon, can you coach me? And I'm just like, I can't. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I had a foundation to build on. But this is what I discovered, you guys. Once I started building my foundation on God, when I stepped into this actual biblical truth, when I started to use the voice that he gave me instead of all the spiritual counterfeit bullshit, I found my real voice, like the one I was always meant to have. So I'm going to do a podcast on this. I'm going to do the full episode on this, the whole story, why I walked away from the lucrative business, what I was really doing, how I justified it, and how God really built me from the ground up. You guys are a witness of my comeback, because I'm really stepping into that power. And if you have ever wondered if you can mix Christianity with manifestation or energy work or new age practices, like, you need to listen to this podcast. Okay, so you guys stay tuned. I'm going to record it right now. This is my confession and my comeback story. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Apple, Spotify, or you can find the video on YouTube. Okay, I love you guys.